We need to see what kind of a program we should be putting together.
Yeah, we'll have to, you know, talk on that. All right, so I'm gonna start the recording here in right about now. All right, and we'll get the session going. So here we go. Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. It is Wednesday, March the 5th. We are live at the New York Stock Market afternoon session. Glad you can join us. All right, I'm going to take a quick look at news for today, which is 5th.
We had your old firm, ADP, this morning.
We had non-farm
a big drop.
Employment. Yeah, and we had PMI.
Yeah.
And any of these make any dents in the market, really? Not much, eh?
I didn't see what the effect on the market was.
I don't think they did have much. Okay, and a look at U.S. dollar versus the euro. Euro is on top. Euro, U.S. dollar on top. U.S. dollar on the bottom. We have a very weak U.S. dollar currently. This is from the hourly.
Well, that would make sense with the report.
And we have a very strong indices right now. So given a weak U.S. dollar, if I go to the hourly time frame, we've got the indices have pushed up quite nicely. It was down for most of the evening, and then now we're starting to push back up. So that would give us a strong Aussie, very strong, and that would give us a strong Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's starting to push to the upside here, and that would give us a strong Euro USD, which we just looked at, a strong GBP, and a strong New Zealand dollar, if I can find that one. There it is. So lots of beautiful opportunities in these pairs to the upside. And then the opposite now will be USD CAD, which should be going down, but yesterday it was bucking the trend. Now it's going, US dollar is weak against the CAD. And USD Swiss, we should be a little bit weak on that one, but it looks like the Swiss is very strong in comparison. And USD JPY should be down, and it is, but it's fighting. So you've got these three currencies, the CAD, Swiss, and JPY, and Japanese yen, have a little bit of strength to them, interestingly, against this weak US dollar. Look at silver, that should be strong, and gold also should be strong. But gold is in the fourth wave here, so we're kind of slicing around. We've been chopping around A, B, C, D, E, perfect. Now we're getting a 1, 2. So gold is setting up for a nice little move to the upside. So we could see 3,000 gold before the end of this month. I am sure. I would bet on that one, I think.
The 1 minute, it looks like it's actually setting up for the move currently.
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Yes. So we've got a nice 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 setting up here to take us out of here, and we could see $3,000 gold in a short period of time here. Good afternoon there, Marquis. Glad you can join us. All right, so that's a look at the major. Oh, I didn't look at oil. Let's take a look. Oil is down, and that would against a weak U.S. dollar, and that's a nice setup on oil as well. Beautiful setups here. Okay, let's take a look at Tesla. And Tesla is looks like we possibly hit bottom here. We're starting to turn back to the upside. We've got a nice 1, 2, 3 bottom here on the hourly, and so this could push us back up into the 285 area, which we did come very close to hitting yesterday, but we might make a run for it today. We're only 10 points away. So We go down to the 15 and look at this. So nice one. And this is a large 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we could easily make it today, Peter, to 285. So quite an interesting setup there. Look at the S&P. That's very strong right now. Again, we were most of the evening we were down. So this is 9:30 open right here. So very choppy open. Boy, that would be tough to trade. If we were down there this morning, let me just take a look. Yeah, very sloppy, choppy stuff, eh? So there was a nice move to the downside, and then we hit bottom, and now we've just rocketed out and up. So I'm currently in my other account in Bitcoin. Let me take a look at the NAS first here. So NAS also very strong to the upside. So on the 1 minute on NAS, we're still pushing. So no opportunities for an entry at this point. Or, I mean, you could actually enter at this point because we've just come through this.
It's a little dangerous though because we've had an enormous move up.
Yeah, we've had quite a move, but there's still lots of room for this thing to go. Let me go back up. I'm going to go back up to the hourly.
Yeah.
Where are we heading is the question, right? So we do have a nice swing high right here. So this looks like a good target, and then we also have a gap here. That gap was mitigated, so this would become a nice high to go for in the shorter term here. So let me just get rid of this guy. All right, just get rid of all this stuff off the screen. All these lines. So we did come right down into that gap. If I was looking at that gap on the 4 hour or the daily, yeah, this was on the daily. So we came right into that gap, just wicked it, and now we rejected it, and we're coming back up in a hurry now. So 4 hour looking very strong. So lots of strength here that could propel us up. So definitely on the 1 minute time frame, it is something that could be taken at this point to continue going up because there is room to make some pips. Oh, this was my weekly opening gap. So I'm gonna bring it across, then unlock it, and then bring it right across. So this was my weekly opening gap on Sunday, and Mr. ICT always asks everyone to mark that off. So it looks like that's where we're heading, back up into that weekly opening gap. Quite interesting. So, okay, make sure I get this dead on here. Bear with me. Okay. All right, so just trying to clean up my chart here a little bit because I remove all this stuff that's unnecessary at this point. All right. So we're getting a chance to get in here. We're getting a nice pullback. I thought that would be the case. So we would get, we're chopping, they'd fake everybody to go along. So lots of people jump in, lots of stops on these areas. So they do that very well. It's like amazing. So an opportunity here for an entry. On the NAS. Okay, so let me just see how it looks on the seconds chart. All right, let's see if we can. So they've come all the way back into the first gap. There's another gap here. They've touched that one as well. So that could be a turnaround point here. So quite the move, eh? Wow.
Yeah, well, that's what I was expecting something because we've had a pretty substantial jump up.
Yeah, so we've had this very large move, and now we're pulling back. and I'll be looking for a possible entry. Now we don't want to take out this low. That would be a big change, you know, that could take us back down, which is not something that I'm thinking is going to occur. So,
well, that's where I'm at. That as a question mark now. But you could be correct, because that the current low at this point is really pretty low, but I see potential for further down yet before turning back up.
now it wasn't Bitcoin, but I decided to get out because of this drop. So Bitcoin is doing a similar move. So that's the same type of move like the NAS did. So when we look at the right at the bottom of this move here, that was the 5 minute. On the 1 minute, had we been here at this point in time, this is again the move that we're looking for, a move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sweep. Move back to the upside, and nothing on this side to sweep. We'd have thought, okay, this would be a sweep here. That's what that one worked. A retrace and an entry right there. There is an inverted gap, but it's a bit high. That would have been a nice entry area for that move there. Well, looking pretty good for that big move. All right, so now, okay, Bitcoin is now making okay, I'm looking for one more drop here for Bitcoin. I think we could come back down one more time, take out this low. Maybe they'll take out this low, these lows over here. There's a gap there as well. So we could drop one more time.
That's
perhaps
kind of what we're looking for in the NASDAQ also.
Yeah, so let's see if NAS looking here. Okay, so the NAS is, so our 4-hour candle, we just opened our 4-hour candle at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So this was the open right here, and they went up and faked everyone to go long, and then dropped it down, took everybody out, but they're not taking out this low, which is not what
that's what I'm looking for, to see if they're going to take out.
So if we can get a 1, 2, 3 here, this might be the play. So this could have been an entry right there. Nice fractal.
Well, that would be a little premature for me, but that could be definitely an entry.
Okay, we do have an inverted gap there, so a touch of that might be in the cards here. Let's just see.
Would you go long there, Lennox?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good evening, Martin.
Hi, good evening.
So there's our inverted gap. So if we touch that, that could present us with a nice opportunity for an entry. And this would be the same thing on Bitcoin. I'll keep Bitcoin on my other screen here.
This seems like it wants to make a move now, but I still
they might not give us a retrace. You know, that they can be mean and nasty doing that kind of stuff. We'll see if they do. Looking for the same kind of retrace for Bitcoin as well. Let's see how the S&P did here. Oh, look at that. S&P took that low.
Oh, interesting.
So it was just a sweep of the low. But
yeah.
They did not close below. So this is quite interesting. So with the NAS and S&P at that same point, it was a divergence, a clear divergence here.
Sure is.
Mm-hmm. So just looking, see if we can get any kind of a retrace here. We got some gaps forming.
Yeah, I'm
It
still
looks like
looking
it's trying
for
to
a
continue
bit
to
of
the
a
downside with the
turnadown
low.
on NASDAQ before I try anything.
Sorry, Marquis.
It looks like it might be trying to continue to the downside, maybe forming another wave to the downside.
Well, one of them might and one of them might not. S&P and NAS, right? Because S&Ps are already taking out the low. So you see we have that divergence. So if I drew a trend line, you see this trend line like that, and then this one is this way. So that's our divergence. So if one of them, which one is, stronger? The NAS was stronger because it couldn't take out this low. So we might not get the NAS to come back to take out that low. We can just get a little move in here. So I'm just looking for a retrace on that. So S&P is already taken the low, so it's now just need a retrace as well to go. So either one now is a play to the upside. So let's see if I can catch a ride on the NAS here. Let me go back to where my NAS go. Okay, so looking for a touch. Whoa, they came very close to touching that inverted gap. Will they come back again? You might not. That might have been it.
Well,
Maybe.
the volatility is high enough that it could do either thing. That's the problem. This is running around like crazy at this point.
We are inside a red gap, are we not?
Let's see. You're inside a gap, an inverted gap from the opposite side, yes. Well, we're not in it though. If you're talking about up here,
Yeah.
yes, there is a gap up here, but we don't want to be buying up here.
No,
Yeah.
I was thinking we are hovering right in the middle of a red gap right now, are we not? Okay, we have been there for 4 or 5 candles already, so that might be mitigated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'd like to see them come down back below 50% of this move, ideally. So here that's what we want. Want to see price coming down. If we can touch into this gap here, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be the ideal. So they might just take out this low here. At this point, that could be a sweep. That. Might be asking for too much here, maybe. Sometimes, I nickel and dime myself out of positions, as you guys well know.
Well, there you go. There's an opportunity right there.
See if we can come down a little bit more here. I'm being super precise, but that's the buy now. Okay, so I got the touch that I was looking for. There we go. Okay, so now where do I put my stop? Technically,
go below the low.
I should be putting my stop.
My usual thing.
At the low of the red candle, because that's the one that's making the inverted gap. But that's too far down for my liking. Even the blue one's a long way down. So I would put it at the open of that blue candle. It's still quite a risk stop there because I'm in so high up. But I don't want to put it too tight here because it could easily be taken out. So give it a little bit of room. Let's see if we can push back to the upside here. Okay, we get a nice push out. Bigger push than that. Come on. Get ready to take a little portion off this.
Right now, they're still playing with us. They're looking for more.
Okay, I'll take a portion right there because that's really a good little move. I could have waited for even for that high, but wow, we're very slow here with the buying and selling. Okay, so here we go. So now I can move my stop up a little tighter, just below that gap now. That's a little more palatable stop. Let's see if we can continue going. So where am I going to? I'd be looking to go to the high.
That's a high on what time frame you on for that?
That was the 15-minute. I'm sure I could get the high on the 5-minute as well. Yeah, so I'm just right there. That's where I'm looking to go to. So if we can get out of there. They might get mean and take this low out again. We do have a gap, but they're going right through it. See if we just get a wick here. Otherwise, they're going to take this low out, and that could take me out with a stop, which I don't want to have happen right now. So the gap is holding right now.
Yeah, well, this is, as I was saying, it's kind of a tepid breakout. It's doing a lot of consolidating, like they haven't got their total lots.
They've already swept these guys here, so they really shouldn't come back and sweep this guy, but they could. I mean, they're very close here, so
they're very close to doing that. And actually, that point on my chart is just below the 50%, but nowhere near the 62%.
you take this guy off here. Still holding, so that's good. So the gap, they did break through the gap, but the inverted gap is still in play.
Yeah.
So in the interim, while I was doing that, I jumped into Bitcoin and catching this move. So I'm going to take some profits off because I got lots of profits on Bitcoin right now. Cut off. And I'll put my stop just below it, the inverted gap here as well. So nice little move. So I'm looking for further push to the upside here on Bitcoin. Just like the NAS. Okay, they're taking their time getting out, eh?
Indeed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like they got their full boat that they want.
Always not a good sign when they hang around so long. So they might be looking to take these guys out, which could put me in jeopardy here. But I'm not going to move my stop. I'm going to leave my stop where it is. I'm still holding that they shouldn't take this low again because they've already swept here. So there's no reason for them to take this low. So we should continue pushing out of here. But they're doing it very slowly. So
Marquis, do you use ticks at times in place of the seconds chart?
No, I mainly just use the correlation between the dollar. If anything, I'll look at the dollar, see where it's going, and then just trade directly against or for it, depending on what the currencies are doing. Like this morning, the indices were mostly trading with the dollar, but gold was trading against it, so I was just trading gold this morning.
Okay. What I found a problem in active trader that if I switched to the tick chart, it lost the volume. And when I went back to the regular chart, the volume was also continued to be lost. And what I found is I had to increase my maximum amount of memory that it would use. And that worked. So if you ever had that problem, I don't know if you use active trader. I find it very convenient. But
No, I don't. I don't really use the volume, just because I did for a little while, but you can really just see, it just says exactly what the candles are saying most of the time. So it's easier just to look at the candles and see how large the candles are, and that kind of is indicative of the volume. Unless it's like a lot of wicks. If it's like maybe a doji or what have you, where it's just wicks on both sides, or wicks and tails, I'll say, then volume might be helpful. But for the most part, I'll just look at the candles. I find that the most time where there's wicks and tails, it's more so like algorithmic kind of macro trading. Well, I want to say algorithmic, but I don't want to say it's more like machine trading, where it's just kind of just moving along, as opposed to there being actual volume in the market.
Okay. I've been using the active trader simply because it allows me to place a number of lots and have my stops in place, and I can once the execution takes place, I can move them around wherever I want to.
I've just been trading just minimal lots, just so that way I don't get overwhelmed, and really just one instrument at a time, trying to just focus, so that way I can focus as much as I can on that one instrument, and that allows me to be able to take the trade, and then just go in where I'm at, and then put the stop in, and just manage it a little bit better.
Okay, very good.
So my stop placement was hit. So they did come and take out this low here in the middle. They swept it. So they're sweeping this high. So now we're looking for a new 1, 2, 3 to see if they can
knock you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're very, very good. So they swept through, but the inverted gap is still holding. So it's just a wick that they went through. So I didn't really want to move my stop. I could have moved my stop down a little further, but I just don't want to really move your stop a second time. So I could enter again and see if this 1, 2, 3 would take me to the upside this time. So
Lennox, if we're looking at it, then technically shouldn't we be in a? Because I'm looking at it as a 1, 2, 3 top, looking to take us to the downside. Because we've broken, well, on the 1 minute at least, we've broken those lows, those immediate lows, and then we've also we've come back up, but also reacted to them. And now it's just kind of diddling sideways.
Well, we did not break this low, so there is no change of trend.
Right, right.
We're still going to the upside. So what are you looking at? Dow, perhaps?
No, I'm just looking at this immediate, the immediate,
You know,
the
until
one
we
right there,
break this low.
that change of character.
Yeah, if we break this low, then yes, we would be looking to go short. But
Oh yeah, that low. Yeah, that would take me out.
We're going in this kind of direction like this. So until we break a previous low, we can't change direction. You know, so still looking to go along here. Does that make sense, Marky?
It does. But I'm looking at just the not the change of structure, but I'm looking at the change of character at the same time.
There's
because
a small change of character here, yes.
Yeah, and we have the owl coming up, and we know that's exactly
that could possibly propel us down, but I think we're still in an upward mode, so this little change of character shouldn't be in play, you know, to that extent to take us down. Possible, but
yeah. Well, this is what I was saying. It didn't look like they had their full.
So if we look at the over, and again I'm taken out by it. So okay, so that's not working. All right, so let's see on the 5 minute here. So looking at the overall structure here, I've got on the 5 minute time frame, I've got a move here. So that's my 1-2. So I know where I am now, right?
So we're in wave 4 right now.
Wave 4. So we're looking to get out of here to the upside, but we're in a wave 4. So now we're just getting chopped up and down, and that's the toughest part about.
That's the tough part.
Our trading. And when we're in our we're using our structure. Whenever we get into this area, you take some profits off on this nice move, and you get into this stuff. It can get rough in here. But we're looking to get out, but it's always a tough assignment, as we have found out many times, right? So it is possible that they're going to come down and take out this low, and it's possible they could take out this low, but I'm looking more for a move back to the upside here. So this time, I waited for them, and I even got stopped out in Bitcoin as well. So, but made some nice profits. So I looked for that sweep, but they did not close above that high. So we got to retrace back down, thinking, okay, that would be good to go. However, they're taking out the low. So because we didn't get a closure above that high, this low is weak. It's a weak low, so that could be taken up.
They're giving us.
So they're looking like they want to take out this low possibly here. Bitcoin is chopping around in a different way. It's much more indicative of a fourth wave. You're getting that A, B, C, D.
Looks like they're going to take out the low.
So we could drop through on Bitcoin. They could either go straight down now, or they go back up one more time and come back down. They could go back up to take these guys out. The sellers here could get taken out, and then they drop it down, or they just go straight down from here. But we're in an overall downward trajectory on Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin on the 5 minute. It did a similar move that the NAS did. So we do have here a 1, 2, 3. You know, either 1, 2, 3 here, and straight up into a 4. Again, we're in a fourth wave, so it's very choppy. But they can take out this low, come down into this gap, and give us that move back up. I thought maybe we might be done here, and we could take off out of here, but it's not happening. So I was being a bit presumptuous, thinking that maybe this might be the low, but you can see that now they're going sideways. So we could come back up, take out this high, like I said, and then come back down to take out all these lows. So this is a accumulation, manipulation, and the manipulation will be back to the downside, and then we take off back
Now
up.
trying to push above down. Starting to get serious now. Let's see how long it lasts.
Okay, so NAS is pretty choppy as well.
Oh yeah.
So let me see if the S&P took out that low again. No. So both are doing the same thing. So again, we've swept this high. However, we did not close above the high. So can we jump in and buy here? Yes, we could, but this again says we have weak lows here, and these are equal lows too. So we could get taken out again.
Yep.
So it's very touchy. I'm gonna, I've made some nice profits. I don't want to give it all back, so I'm just gonna wait patiently here. But we know this time of day, in the 1 o'clock time frame, sometimes we run into these fourth waves and get these strong moves from the open, and then we come into lunchtime. There's a lull period until everybody comes back from lunch around 1:30. The market again starts to pick up. So we're in that time frame now where we could start to see some movements. So will they come back down one more time to take out this low, or do we go back up?
Right now it's trying to pull to the upside, but it hasn't done it yet. All right, this is a better move. Keep it up, folks.
Yeah, it's a tempting entry there for sure, but they can come back down again. So you see that inverted gap from over here is still pretty strong, holding price in.
Now, if this current bottom or the second bottom in there, if that's wave E, then we could be in good shape for going up, but it's still playing games with us.
See, now getting in at this point is also tough because your stop is going to be so wide. You're taking big risks here. So it's not such a great entry at this point.
Still trying to pick up more goodies.
We can go to the 4 hour for 1 second. So on the 4 hour, you can see the three candles I have here. the 3 current candles here.
Yeah.
So we had a big drop in the middle candle, pushed back up, haven't taken out the high of the previous. So this current candle is just giving us a move back down to pick up more orders to assault these highs. So we just need to get in and stay in, and we can take advantage of this move because that's where they're heading. They're heading up. It's just a matter of being able to get in and stay in. So this is a much better entry here. However, with a stop here, but you know, they can easily take you out with the
They can
weight.
easily take that one out.
We do have a 1, 2, 3, but I'll wait for a closure above one of these previous highs. So we have a sweep here, but we didn't get a closure above the high. So we're looking for a closure above the high and then a retrace back in. That would be a better entry, I would think. You see how dangerous this is here. At this point here, you'd think, oh, okay, it looks good, we're gonna just go. Nope.
Well,
There's other ideas.
not quite. They're still not aggressively moving out. We need another big blue candle like you have on the left there.
So that wouldn't have worked for an entry, and it got stopped out again if we gotten in. So it looks good, but we don't have our setup. So here we have a sweep. So we need a sweep here and move back up, come back in, go. So that would be the ideal setup if we get that. But I want to see a closure above that candle. So let's see if we can practice some patience. Maybe we can catch a nice move out of here, because it's inevitable that we're going to move out. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting for that setup. So I've got a series of inverted gaps here now. So this one really is no longer in effect. Got one here. A very tempting buy here again.
No, I don't even have a half a check mark at this point, so I'm not sure. We've had so many candles in this accumulation phase.
The reason I like this buy is because we've got a nice fractal breach above it. Now we're getting a retrace. So if this held, that's our 1, 2, 3 at that point. So
if that fractal is going to hold,
be looking for that move. But it's very choppy. So it's a very choppy area. This whole area here. This whole thing is, we're inside of quite the chop.
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down, up, down. If you look at it on the seconds chart, and I'm on a 15 seconds chart looking at that, you can see it's very choppy. So it's tough to play. But what I'm talking about here is,
right now, right?
we get the sweep, move up, come back. That could be it here, but it's a very messy affair. So
It's a messy affair.
yeah, so you have to be careful. Caution is in the cards.
And there's a lot of volume up here. I mean, I've got some 519, 590 volume in this area, so it seems to be enough to take them up. But the question whether this is fake volume or not.
Yeah, this is a tough thing. All this is just chop.
But they went up above. No, they haven't gone above it yet. But 292. Okay, this is the first time that they're trying to get above again in the last 10 candles. So let's see what they can do this time. Well, they're trying, but they got to continue with another green candle to make it look more legitimate.
They are definitely trying. So I liked it because we had the 1, 2, 3 here. We had the sweep.
This is the best that it's looked for.
Yeah, so I'm still looking for them to close above this high, and then give us the retrace back in.
That we're in a promising situation.
Okay, now I have an inverted gap here, very tight one, very tight, and I have a regular gap here. So
okay, well,
if we can close above, we did close above, so that's the first time we closed
into a position where I at least have one check mark now.
Yeah, now we've got a closure above. So now can we get a retrace back? I've got two gaps. I've got a regular gap and an inverted gap. Very tight, very tiny ones, mind you, but
I want a good upward move first before any retrace.
well, the key is here that we've closed above these highs. So that's good. So now we're looking for that retrace. Will they give it to us? Then they could just be mean now and just take off because they've already swept everybody out of here and manipulated the whole area. So sometimes they just take off without you.
This is the best move I have so far. I need to get above my zero line now. Close above that would be a big help.
You got a change of character here. We're going to get a closure here. Looks like we're going to get a closure here as well. So we're coming into macro time.
Good. Let the macro pull it all the way up. That'll give me my goodies.
So you guys know I'm normally jumping into these trades right here. And I hesitated because it's just so choppy. You know, you just don't know if they're actually completely done here, but this looks pretty good. That would have been a good entry. Would have stopped there. So the risk was quite small. So now will they give us a retrace? And we've got a series of gaps now.
It could do a little bit of a retrace now, but I don't want too much. I got above the 0 line.
Yeah, if we come back into this area,
That's
would be
too far.
I don't like that Bitcoin's still so flat. Bitcoin's very flat here. So it's pointing to more of a move that would still take us down to take all these lows out. So this is a very unusual pattern here. In that it seems like we're done. We got an A, B, C, D, and then they go up here, which, yeah, this one's really, really tough. They could come back again. They could just take off out of here as well at this point, because we do have a 1-2 at this point. So it's very tough one on the Bitcoin, but very choppy area. So I'll still be looking for them to take out these lows before they leave.
Okay.
NASDAQ is not giving us any retrace.
One no-tail Heikin-Ashi, which is a darn good sign. Now I got my second no-tail Heikin-Ashi.
So you see, Marky, why I didn't want to be going short.
You're going short?
No, I'm saying, Marquis, I didn't want to go short because
oh no, I'm not.
It's a minor change of character here. This would be a major breach of structure for us to want to go short. So the entire trend is to the upside.
I need a pop-up of, let me see, it's probably about 30, 40 handles.
We'd be very fortunate if we get them to come back here.
Come on, give me the pop now.
You might have to wait for a foggy Friday for a big retrace. Yeah, that's so unfortunate.
The tepid moves up at this point.
That's so unfortunate.
I need some more long, big candles. Come on, turn that around.
Can you see this little window on my screen? Oops.
Pardon?
Sorry.
I can see the screen, yeah.
You know, this window here, the small window. Can you see this small window?
No.
No.
No. No small window moving around? No, you don't see
No.
that?
No small window.
You know the small window that Skype gives us?
No.
You know that little window that comes up?
Building.
The little window that comes up in Skype?
I use Skype online, so I don't get any windows that come up.
Okay, yeah. There's a little window that comes up that shows a video in it. I thought maybe if you could see it, but you can't see anything, eh? You don't see a little window?
No, I don't see anything.
All you see is a picture right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
See
too
the
bad.
cursor.
This is a building in downtown Vancouver.
Okay, I see the cursor moving around.
Quite unique building there. Let me get my chart back up.
Come on,
An oldie.
I need a good pop now. These tepid moves. If I move my limit down, it would then pop. But
No substantial retrace whatsoever. So they're very smart. Eh? They chop it all up, take everybody out, and then take off real quick so that you can't, you won't be able to get a chance to get in.
come on, give me
I
that
thought
pop.
they'd be doing it here, but nope. So 50% retrace of this move would take us back to this gap right here. So Tesla must be doing a similar move. It is. So very choppy on Tesla. So again, at this point, I would have expected, that they would have come down and taken out this low, but they don't. And they give you this choppy stuff
Pop, pop, pop.
and leave. So very tricky on their part, very tough for you as a trader to get in.
Give me a pop. Ah. Come on, one more pop up. Okay, I got one. Got two. Good. Got him. Got him. Got him. I got another 231 handles.
That's pretty fantastic, George. Yeah, there's no retrace whatsoever here to give us a chance to get in. They're very good.
It's going to where my original target was, but I was getting tired of waiting, and I didn't want them to turn it around on me. So I'll take 231 handles.
So Bitcoin's making the same move. So they did the same thing in Bitcoin. So the expectation that they would drop it down one more time did not pan out.
Two.
One of the worst situations where you expect that move out and you can't even take advantage of it. So this was my best opportunity right here on that 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So we have another breach and a closure above, so we can still get a retrace here. It's still a possibility. There's lots of room to get to the top. I'll look for, again, this the wrong way. Okay, looking for 50% retrace or
Yeah,
less.
this retrace now, that's what I was looking to stay away from. And so I took a lesser amount, but, you know, I'm good for the day.
Yes, you are. Over 200 handles. You should be good for the day.
Yeah. My total handles for the day are
Please check the number and try to call again.
219 handles for the day.
That's excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, this is so strong here. Boy, they're not giving us any retrace.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have had an extra 100 handles if I waited. I was,
Hey, Murph, how are you, buddy?
Good, man. Not going to be able to do it till tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Can't do anything today.
All right, still looking for a retrace here.
well, the retrace should be on. I've had 4 Heikin-Ashi bars showing to the upside, and now I've had one that is actually higher, but I have both a wick and tail on it, so we are in retrace mode at this point. But to me, it looks like there's a lot more to go, but I didn't want to be picky. Uh-huh. That's what I used to find in the streets of New York when I lived in there. You know, people would be out on the sidewalk leaning their easels up against the fence or something like that and painting away.
Mm-hmm.
That was many, many moons ago.
Yeah, interesting stuff this guy does. There's all these. Yeah, they're not giving me any retrace today at all. This was that they gave me a little blip here of
Well, you got in though, didn't you?
No, I'm in my other account, so I'm still in. But,
Well, you got in your one account. That's good.
yeah, but not
That's
in
the one that counts.
yeah, the one that counts. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I'm talking about my counting account. Okay, there's
Still
the
in Bitcoin.
current 3-minute Heikin-Ashi bar is says we're going up.
Yeah, they gave me a little pullback here, but it was not as deep as I thought they would give us. So
Yeah, I thought they were going to pull back more, and that's why I was kind of happy I got out.
So we're reaching that target that I was looking at on the 15. That's where we're coming up to it right now. So there is the move. So we do indeed have our structure. And that's what I was looking for, to catch this move out of here to that line, to that target. And it's gone and done it without me. So this happens, and that's the way it is. You can't catch everything.
Nope, that's for sure.
So that's the structure when we look at it from the 5-minute standpoint. They didn't give very much retrace here as well, and then they come into the fourth wave, really chop it around.
Yeah, I call that a wave 4, those last movements you have, and now we're into wave 5.
So this would be the ultimate target there.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, at this point, we could see a pullback.
We could see some more, and then, yeah. But I'm going to rest at this point.
So Bitcoin is doing a similar thing. And it's got a ways to go to take out that high. So it's doing it in a similar way, but not exactly the same way. So we come down, now we're getting this move. So we could come here and continue higher. So a nice move on Bitcoin, nice move on the NAS. Not able to take advantage of either of them in this account here. So I really thought that Bitcoin they would have dropped it one more time here, but nope.
Well, I've been finding that these sessions really have helped me see the light on the kind of movement that's going on. This has really been tremendous insight to follow these trades on almost a bar by bar basis and understanding what the heck is going to come along into the future.
That's why we're down on the 1-minute chart, because that's bar by bar, and it's a great way to look at the markets. But once you get an understanding of how it all kind of works, and it's you can do the same thing on the hourly and catch the same kind of moves, and you can take advantage of moves like that. It takes a lot more patience, and this is what we were doing in the beginning with our
I'm
sessions.
not sure how on TOS I could handle that, with how they change the margins, etc. I mean, like right now, I'm still in a red zone, which means volatility is still very high. I've got 30 now, 30 to 50 on the ATR, and that can play havoc. So I get cautious on trying to keep too tight of a stop, and that usually means I'm ending up right couple of handles below my point number 1, which is that's a deep stop, but if it doesn't get triggered and it moves in my direction, I'm okay, of course.
Yes.
Occasionally I get hit on that, and that's what you suffer.
Yeah, it's really sad to watch the market just take off without you when you're expecting it.
Yeah, no, I know.
If you're not expecting it, it's not so bad, but it's when you hear we are really looking to get in and looking for that perfect setup, and they really say no, they're not going to give it to you. They're just going to take off without you. So that's part of the challenge sometimes, and this is one of those times.
Oh, it sure is. No question about that.
So based on our structure, I'm going to go over this one more time because I think it's really important that people understand what we were looking for and so forth. So seeing this move at this point and the breach of the previous structures and sweep of all the liquidity down below, and we've come into this huge gap that I pointed out from yesterday that is on the daily time frame, 4-hour daily time frame. We came back into midpoint of it. These dotted lines are the midpoint area of that gap. So they come into that midpoint area without closing below it, and now they turn the market around and they move up in this. This is the structure we're looking for. We're looking for that 1-2. So we're looking for this kind of structure, and they go in there. But when we get into this area, it can become very difficult because this is where a lot of manipulation takes place. And the reason there's a lot of manipulation here is because the traders who have gotten in, say in here, and moved into this area, have now taken all their profits. And so if you want to continue to go to the next target, they are going to manipulate and accumulate in here. And so this is what's going on. So we get caught in this kind of stuff all the time because of our structure. And so to get out is sometimes quite difficult. And this is one of those times where you can see it can be quite difficult. So this is what we're looking for, that kind of structure. We want to be able to catch a 1, 2, 3 on this end. We want to catch this move here on this end to catch the last move.
Lennox, I put a dark chart in there of a 5-minute Heikin-Ashi, and where you have your circle down the bottom of that chart, that's the low point on the Heikin-Ashi chart that I put in the room. And
okay, so I put the 5-minute Heikin-Ashi here.
Where you circled that right in there, that's where I got the signal that we were going up.
So you're looking for...
We have been playing around in that wave 4 area that you see higher where you have the red candles. Yes, right there.
Yes.
And I managed to stay in my trade because I was below the pin bar candle that's to the left just before the high. Keep going left. Keep going a little bit more. That candle right there. I was below that candle with my stops.
I see.
And so I never got kicked out of the trade, and it took off.
Excellent. So you're when you're looking at the Heikin-Ashi candles, your criteria here would be a couple candles with no wicks, with no tails.
Yes, that's right.
In order to take advantage of this move. Now, Same thing on this side.
Yeah, exactly. That's,
so you could jump in.
I was counting on those two right there too. Yeah, that and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on a 3-minute chart going
Okay.
up from that point.
Yeah, I see.
So I was, that's what kept me going. But when we had that top move where it looked like it was going to relax a little bit, you know, right where you have the, not that red. Well, it's on the 1-minute chart. You can only see where it looked like we were going to get a tiny bit of retrace up top. The red candle up top. That's where we, no, I'm sorry, it's the single.
This one here.
Single, your chart is slightly different than mine, but not by too much. It's where we have the large red candle sort of in the middle of the chart.
Right here.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That area, I was concerned that it might reverse. So what I did was I moved my limits down to get a trigger on the next rise. And so I got out at that point, but you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
profits
fine.
were high enough that.
Well, I did suggest that, you know, target was here up top. But,
Yeah, no,
I know
and it'll
it's
probably
tough.
get there, Lennox. But I was satisfied with what I had, so
Yeah,
I
that's
stopped.
fine. No problem. You know, you're making profits. That's the main thing.
Yeah, yeah. I was just concerned that I would start losing some of those profits, and I said I'm going to make moves to take me out at this point. And when I do make moves to take me out, I'm simply moving my limits down. I don't move my stops at all. My stops are still where I told you, you know. I didn't even bother moving them to break even or anything like that.
Just want to take a look at GBP JPY today just to see what it's doing. So it's got the same kind of push as the indices on daily and 4-hour, pushing up very strongly to the upside. So
I'll tell you though, what the kind of movement that we're getting on NASDAQ every day, I mean, it's almost a minimum of 200 handles is a real slow day on the NASDAQ.
yes, sir.
So, you know, with 300 and 400 and sometimes even 500 handle moves, I'm just sticking to the NASDAQ and beginning to get a pretty good understanding of how it performs and, you know,
Yes.
the time frames that I'm looking at it. And, well, it seems that the afternoon I got a pretty good handle on it too. But that gives me enough.
Yes, and that keeps you from jumping around all over the place looking at things. But the key takeaway is that once you understand what we're looking for structure-wise and so forth, it's the same thing on any instrument. So here in GBP JPY, same type of thing. We're looking for those same type of moves, and here they chop it up in here. And then we'd be looking for a 1, 2, 3 at this point to get out of there to take out the highs. So that gives us again our structure. And that's all it's the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's just a matter of being able to discern it. And that can be tough. And again, when you come into these fourth wave areas, like here on the GBP, you can see it's very choppy. It's very tough trading. I mean, this is just nasty stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So if you try to jump in here to go, you know, more than likely are going to get chopped up. And to find the 1, 2, 3 on this end to get out of there, just like what we just looked at in the indices in Bitcoin, it's very difficult. So
and the whole secret is wait until you get a decent startup from either a support or a major support or resistance level, and just follow it until it lets go of its movement. But I'm into my fourth month of following the same rules all the time, and I'll tell you, it's just magnificent.
Yeah, really good to see you having such great success there, George. I know Peter's having great success with playing Tesla. I don't know
Yeah,
if
well, Peter's doing it too. He's doing it with Tesla. And
Tesla's not
that's-
giving us that big push that I was expecting here. It is going up very slowly, mind you, but expecting to come back up to the 280, 285 area here, but it's very slow, tepid move here. So there might be an opportunity on Bitcoin now for a play. So I'm going to go back to Bitcoin.
Yeah, sure.
And so we're getting a retrace here, quite the retrace. So opportunity. So now again, the structure, just like I pointed out earlier, it's the same structure. So now we get this chop, and we'd be looking for a 1, 2, 3 in here to take us out again, to take out these highs. So again, the same setup, same structure. The challenge, of course, is to get in to take that move to the upside. So let's see if I can have some luck here today. Getting out. So where are they going back down to is the question that you have to ask. And at this point, there isn't really anything down here that they are going back to per se. There are no gaps. There's no swing low. There's a swing low here. So they've taken out this swing low at that point, and that's it. So is that enough for them to turn this around? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's possible that could be it. But because there are no gaps, it's a little tough. So again, hesitation can cost you here too. So they can take off without you again.
You're on Bitcoin now?
Yeah, this is Bitcoin.
Okay.
So I would look for a breach.
Somewhere around here, I got a Bitcoin chart. Let me get back to that because I'm not doing any more on mine. I got so many darn charts. What the heck is it? That's not it. Matter of fact, I don't need that. Just close it.
Inverted gap.
Yes. Okay. Bitcoin.
I'm going to take this trade here.
This trade is just starting up now from this point. We've had one good leg up.
They might.
This is point number 2. Yeah.
Say they might come and take this low out again. That's possible because it's equal lows, but I'm hoping they do not. And if we just bounce out of this gap and continue moving up. So I'm taking a little bit of a risk play, but we'll see.
I'm still waiting for that break to the upside. I haven't got my 1 check mark yet, as you're familiar with my methodology.
I'll give them 1 candle as my stop. So if they come down and take this low of this candle, then they're taking the lows. So
okay, so you're in it right now, right?
I just went in. So see if we can continue pushing up here from here.
I've got my half a check mark that we're into it. So you probably got a darn good entry level there.
Yeah, there was an inverted gap, so I took advantage of the inverted gap to jump in.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to change my 15-minute Heikin-Ashi to a 5-minute Heikin-Ashi, which is I'm on Forex now. So that's the retrace mode is still not over with.
Okay,
I'll tell you, let me go on here.
I'm going to take half off now and let the rest go.
That's looking beautiful right now.
Move my stop up a little tighter,
And
not too tight.
now we have a huge fair value gap forming if it holds up.
So where are they going? To the top. So
Okay, I don't know how closely mine will be to yours, but I'm saying 90496, so 90500 area. That's what I'm looking at.
So that's a really, really nice move out right there.
Yeah.
So that in a nutshell is what we were looking to catch in the NAS to, you know, or here in Bitcoin quick, at this point to take that move up. It's the same thing. It's just being able to discern that structure and catch that move.
Yeah.
So I could even take profits here, but I'm looking for them to go all the way up to the top. So I'll let this run.
As far as, I mean,
move my stop into
I didn't say it at the time, but it actually completed the full check mark, and I've got 2 check marks actually that have been completed. And I'm following it now on a MT4 charts, because the charts I'm using on TOS, I have to follow the futures, and they seem to be mapping a little bit differently from your Bitcoin. So I think that my MT4 charts are closer to what you're doing.
Omar and Keith are with us. Wagwan, brethren.
Good afternoon.
Long time, Keith. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm here. This is Omar.
Omar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I am here.
Excellent. Keith, you can hear me? Keith doesn't have a microphone, maybe?
Yes, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes. Long time.
Yeah, we have a holiday today, so no work.
What? Tell him you want permanent holiday, man.
Yeah, so that's the reason why you guys were able to get me today.
That's great. Glad you can join us.
Yes, man.
Yes. So we're live on YouTube right now as well.
Oh, YouTube? I didn't know that.
Yes, we're live on YouTube. So if you want to catch any of the previous videos and things, you can go on YouTube there. So we have we probably have a few people out there on YouTube watching us right now. And yeah.
So when you guys start going live on YouTube?
I'm sorry?
When you start going live on YouTube?
Last week. I think it was last Monday.
Oh, last Monday. Okay, good.
Yes. All right, so I'm getting a pullback here, so I could actually add to my position, you know, if I wanted to at this point, because I'm still expecting us to continue going. So we come right back into this gap. So this is an entry. If you missed it going in and down here, you could enter on that gap. So that would have been a little faster, you know, clicking and getting this, moving it. And see if they come back up into the gap. So that I could add to my position. Let's see if we can continue pushing up here. My stop is a bit tight now because I put it just below the gap, so they could just sneak it and take me out. So do I want to move it? Maybe not. I'll leave it there. Just below that gap. So I should be okay if price keeps just a wick in there. Let's see if we can get out. A little tight, my stop though, a little tight, so I could be in jeopardy. So this inverted gap worked quite nicely. So we might get that push. So did the NAS give us a retrace at all at that point?
Yeah, I got the same retrace that you got, and
Yeah,
it's going negative on me. So it's good that you took out a good piece at when it.
The NAS did give us a little bit of a retrace there, but we're very close to the high here on the NAS. So
yeah, well, here's where I don't have any kind of a feeling of the Bitcoin compared to the NAS.
yeah, they might take me out of my Bitcoin trade, unfortunately, because my stop is a bit tight. So yeah, I think they just took me out of Bitcoin. So yeah, that was a bit tight on the stop. So it just come below. So really, I should have kept my stop below the gap here. So I can always go back in. So that's the one thing. And so I'm going to jump back in again because I'm right in the area of buying. So I'll try it again. This time I'll keep my stop a little lower. So I didn't have to get stopped out on that one, but so let's see if I put my stop back below the gap, below the inverted gap. That should give me a little bit of breathing room here.
I would be waiting a little bit, but my method gets me in later than your method does, though. But it
Looking
came
for this move.
I don't even have a half a check mark yet. I'll tell you when I get my half a check mark on Bitcoin.
Okay, so they're coming back into my inverted gap. They better stop now because that's just mean. So they're doing what I wasn't expecting them to do, to come back through this inverted gap. So they're doing something totally different than my expectation here.
That's why I just said I didn't even get a half a check mark yet.
That is unfortunate. So why they come back through this gap? And it's probably going to hold, and there'll just be a wick. They just take you out by a little tick. So again, maybe I did a little too tight with my stop.
Whoa.
Sometimes you see ICT and he puts his stops, right there, and they come within a tick of taking it out, and they don't take it out. The stop placement sometimes can be very, very tricky, but can be quite precise as well. So interesting. So realistically, and technically, my stop should have been at the low of this candle here.
Yeah, that's where mine was.
That's a bit too much risk for my liking, because if I'm totally wrong, then they're going to come all the way down and get me. So I want to, try. Like I always say to Omar, I'm nickel and diming myself here, trying to get a
That's
smaller
the other thing that you can do
risk.
is cut back on the number of lots you put on.
Yes, you can. All right, so I'm going to give it another shot here because I'm still expecting them to go up and take out these highs. So
I haven't gotten.
I'm going to give it one more try here. So I'm going to wait for a fractal move, and I just have it now. So here we go. All right, so I'm going in on this fractal move. So if I'm totally wrong, I'll be stopped out one more time, and my stop will be below.
I'm still waiting for my half a check mark.
And it looks like they want to come back down maybe and take that out again. Equal lows here, so possibility that they could take those out one more time.
Yeah, I still don't have my half a check mark. We have 15 seconds to go.
So like I say, technically my stop should be here, but you see that's a huge stop. Not liking that too much, but it gives it a lot of breathing room, and you can always, if you're correct, you can always move your stop up once price is moving in your way. So that if I had kept my stop here in the first place, I would be okay at this point. But there's equal lows here, so they can take those.
Well, that's kind of hard though, because if your stop was there, we had a darn good move up where you took off a nice piece.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you take off a piece like that, you want to move your stop
move to break even
point.
Yeah.
So, I can't fault that at all, because that's preserving your profits.
Yep. All right, so looking for them to come out of here. So I want to need to see them break this high and close above it, ideally.
I still haven't gotten an inkling that we're trying to get it move higher. In fact, there's a lot of negative in this situation right now.
Nice. Where's that?
Yeah, see what I mean? And boy, it's trying to take out the stop we were just talking about. Is that where they have their bocce courts, on the top of that building?
Yeah, this is quite a really nice building. It's got this beautiful spiral staircase inside.
Where is it?
It's in downtown Vancouver.
Ah, they might not have bocce courts there.
Okay,
Gentlemen, I'm signing off.
Really,
you're gone, Martin?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks for dropping in, Martin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care now, Martin.
Have a good rest. All right, so it's a battle here. Again, we're stuck in that.
They're playing.
Yeah, they're playing games in here. They're not letting me out. Not letting us out here.
Danger again.
Yeah, I'm looking for that out, but you see, I could be in jeopardy again, so that would give me a bigger loss. But
you're even where I would be is.
Yeah, I'm toast.
Out now.
Wow. Don't think I'm going to survive this. No. So that didn't work.
Oh, nothing's going to survive that now.
Wow. Interesting. So they come and swept these guys. That's very interesting that they did that. Wouldn't have thought that it really looked like we were going to go here.
Yeah.
But not to be. So yeah. So they come back down to sweep this low. Interesting. All right. So I would need them to break these highs here and give us a 1, 2, 3 here to go. All right, so I'll just have to be a little more patient here.
But the point is though that where you took off some stuff was near the high point, and if you moved your stop up to break even, you would at least preserve that.
Yes.
Profits,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about my simple two lot approach, is that I have that opportunity.
All right, so we're going to try again. Let's see how NAS is doing at the same point. So NAS is doing the similar thing. So you can see we're doing.
I would not be jumping into NAS right now.
Not at this point, but we're getting that same pattern.
Yep.
A, B, C, D, E. So where are we going down to? There's an order block here. That's it. There are no gaps. So
it's a question of how far they're going to take it down.
We just touch that order block and continue up again one more time. So.
Well, that could be.
There's a small little order block here, but it's very tiny. You think they would come down to the bigger one, but maybe not. Maybe that's it.
We're at the 240 mark.
Okay. So yeah, I like NAS there because they came to this order block.
Yeah,
Got
but
we
as
got the A, B, C, D, E move
now,
and
I
breach of that.
I'm not even interested in getting in at a point because the candles aren't setting up nice. We've had a beautiful move up. I call it a parabolic move up that we were talking about when we were last in it. But now the move down is sort of looks like it could be less than a 45-degree angle. We're somewhere right around there.
Well, algo time was right here at this
Yeah,
red
yeah,
candle that
right.
where you got that little hiccup, and it
Yeah,
wasn't much of an algo here.
but sometimes you get a down algo following the up algo, and this time we are not. This is just a wave 4 type movement in here.
I'm taking advantage of this move. I think we're moving out of here now, so I'm going to jump in and take advantage of this.
Oh.
So on my seconds chart, it's giving me the go ahead to take the trade.
All right. That's a good point. Let me.
So on the seconds chart, I've got the structure that I'm looking for. You can see it's sweep, and then that 1-2 little pullback, and we're off. So it's looking good on the seconds for that entry. So that's why I'm taking the trade at that point. Same thing for Bitcoin, similar setup. So I could just leave my target for this high here. Let's go to 5,000. Should get a strong move out now. Slowly but surely. So with Bitcoin, I jumped in as well. Same spot as the NAS, and getting that very strong move out on Bitcoin. So I'm going to take a partial on Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I make my losses back, and then let's see if we can continue pushing up to that target up there. And I could even go higher with the target.
Bitcoin, and it gave me 2 check marks. So that looked good. See, that's my problem. I can't concentrate on more than one thing at a time.
So there's my target for Bitcoin.
Oh, it still has the possibility of getting to the same target we had before.
And I'll put my now I'm playing for free. I'll put my stop into positive, and it's all good. So if they come back and take me out here, then that's okay. But don't want to see them do that. We're getting a gap here, so that would be good if that holds.
Yeah, that's a nice fair value gap, actually. Good size one.
Okay, so the NAS is not cooperating. I'm looking for that same move out with the NAS,
No,
but
it's not.
just
It's not there yet at all.
to see that move out.
And I just noticed something.
Okay, we got a nice gap here now, so that's good. All right, so the NAS should start to move as well. I was expecting that to go a little quicker than that.
I had to close down my TOS because I'm trying to. I
What's our
found
time?
a problem in their coding, and I'm trying to scoop it out to see if I can. Oh wow!
We're playing games here in Bitcoin. We are in Nasdaq, I should say. We should be leaving here. Okay, this might be it now. So where would my stop be? At this point, I could put my stop down on the wick here. So it's a long way down, mind you, but just below that order block on the wick. So just to give it a little bit of room, I placed my stop right below that little order block that we came into. So still looking for them to leave here though.
Okay,
So this is a little smoother move. Sorry, George?
My system is back up now, so you're still. You said you're still into NAS.
Still in the NAS, still in Bitcoin, yes.
Okay.
So this is a smoother, choppy move in the sense that it gave us our A and our B and our C and our D.
I still don't have a good upward move yet on NAS.
Yeah, I'm looking for that move out, but they're playing around in here quite a bit.
Bitcoin is doing what we thought it should be doing, and it's still good.
I thought NAS would be doing the same type of strong movement out, but it's just not doing it.
It's not, according to my method.
Yet.
Anyway.
All right, maybe this is, we got a nice fractal here now. So this would be an entry
It's
in the 1, 2, 3.
Been successful yet?
Did not get a breach of the highs here though.
We're trying now, but it's still not a sufficient try yet on this candle. I need a good move.
Looking pretty good now on the NAS. We could definitely take off out of there now.
Okay, well, I don't have any more than a half a check mark. I could almost say 1.5 check marks based upon my other signals, but.
So what I have for check marks in this move is the sweeps, the move back up. So that's a check. I get the move back up. Unfortunately, I didn't get a breach of this high. Then we have a
nice 1, 2, 3.
Retrace back in. No gaps.
Don't have the change of character yet.
No gaps at all. No change up here. So I got a couple check marks.
Looking like I'm getting my second check mark, so that means that you got a beautiful move into there. That would be perfect. I got my 2 check marks now, and so your move is great. And I've actually changed GAN to positive now. And this is the first time in this whole downward wave 4 shenanigans.
Looking for a closure above these highs, and we, ooh, right, just a tie of the high there. I'm going to take a little something off just in case here. Just let the rest go.
Okay, now if you take something off, you could probably move your stop up to
Yes, I'll move my stop up
even.
to below.
So at least
you're
you're in the winner circle, you know?
Yes. All right, so that's good. So now I'm just going to target up here.
And so far, Bitcoin is doing its thing. It's just that it's slowing up.
So the only thing about this move here, we get the sweep, we get the drop down, we get the retrace back up. However, we don't really get a break of structure at this point, or a change of character.
We have the break
a little short of it
now, though.
We get the retrace, we get a fractal here. So, you know, it's not all of the check marks that I'd like to see, but
the second on the, well, really the first 1, 2, 3. First legitimate 1, 2, 3 bottom, we have a change of character too, right?
So yeah, you could even draw, you know, if we were using trend lines, this would be an entry at this moment in time on it for the trend line.
Now, why is this thing reflecting down so quickly now? I've got hesitation in both Bitcoin and in the NAS right now. I'm not sure why. Okay, maybe it's trying to.
We're coming into macro. We're in macro time. 10 minutes to the last hour here. 10 minutes to the 3 o'clock. I should say.
Yeah, we're into macro time. Okay, well that should move it higher now.
Well, this is the 3 o'clock macro, not the 4 o'clock macro.
Yeah, no, I know. But a macro is a macro. Shouldn't play around in the continuation of a wave 4. This is where I'm not understanding macros. Okay, we're still staying positive at this.
Remember, just remember, the macro is 10 minutes to the hour macros are just specifically looking for liquidity. So where's liquidity? We have liquidity down here. We have liquidity above.
This is what I don't like. It's trying to undo the check mark right now, and I don't like that.
So everything's fine. We've got 1, 2, another 1, 2. We've got the breach. We've got the closure above. So this is good. We just want to continue pushing to the upside.
Now, that would be our second 1, 2 bottom, and
yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. So you could even jump in with some more if you wanted to. I could add to my position at this point to continue the move to the upside. So it's a good move, and it came right back into a gap. This is perfect.
Put on our my 2 check mark. So and it looks like this candle is helping us a lot.
Yeah, this was a perfect move. If I'd been a little bit on the ball, I would have jumped in with another contract or 2 there and catch this move out. So this is what we really want to see, that sweep, move back up, a closure above, retrace back into a gap, and then so that's given us a lot of check marks there. So that's a really nice entry at this point. So they'll do it again, break this high.
My 3-minute hike in Ashi on NAS gave me one upward candle. My second upward candle is a spinning top right now, but it's still body higher than the prior one. So just means that we're getting slow activity. Okay, we got a new Heiken Ashi 3-minute, and it's without tail, which is good. Let's see if it can put some body on here now.
What's Tesla doing? Tesla's still having a tough time getting up there.
Well, that's what we're seeing.
It's tried very hard, though.
Too.
To get up to 279, so that's pretty good. Peter, are you able to catch any of this on Tesla? Peter, with us?
Yeah, he's still there, but
He's not hearing me.
not hearing you, I guess.
He looks very intent that he's studying.
Oh, must be studying the Tesla move.
Peter, you can't hear me? Guess he's not hearing me. I did have to mute him earlier, so.
Yeah, I know.
But that shouldn't stop him from hearing me, though. So yeah, that would have been nice moves there. 272 to 278. That's 5-6 points there, right? That's nice. All right, so we're slowly pushing out with the NAS there, and Bitcoin is struggling a little bit too. But
Bitcoin is struggling a bit, but we're still
should continue.
Still
pushing.
Minor positives at this point. It's not a runaway situation, that's for sure. Well, we're getting a fair value gap possibility right now.
Yeah, nice moves
Hey,
here.
this could be what we're looking for. Pushing north nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, so if I put my fibs on this, let's see how close my target is to 1.618 here. Dead on. Oh, look at that. I'm dead on. Oh my, that's just amazing. So there's my 1.618 target, and I put that there without putting the fibs on, and it's exactly at 1.618, my favorite target of all. So that's a nice, beautiful 1, 2, 3 that should take us to that target there.
Okay, and we have sufficient candle formation on the 3-minute NAS to keep on the positive side. So that's performing nicely.
Okay, so I'm in the no-lose situation now. I've just moved my stop into positive, so. In the no-lose in Bitcoin as well.
Yeah, Bitcoin doesn't seem to be moving with any degree of gusto at this point. Huh?
It's trying to get through a fourth wave.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason.
Yeah, it's again, we're same structure, and now we chop up and down, and we gotta get out of there again, take out these highs.
We're doing nicely though on the NAS. So you're in darn good shape on the NAS.
Struggling a little bit there for sure. Got a gap here. I don't really want to move my stop up too tight, although I should, because I would get. I don't want to give up all this profit, but I don't think they're going to come back down and take this low at this point.
Is it? I can't tell. Is that Bitcoin you're on?
This is Bitcoin, yes.
And I'm getting a big move into the negative direction again.
Yeah.
It's not been comfortable.
So attempting buy here again. So if they don't take this low out, we could buy it. Now they come back down into this order block. They might be looking to take that low out, but that would be a bit odd.
We're getting the same kind of move on the NAS now. So I take my eye off at 1 minute and boom, it's suddenly negative. So at least you've locked in your profits on the NAS also, right?
Yes, I've locked in profits. Yeah, they're just taking me out of the NAS, unfortunately. Okay, so I'll have to get back in again. So, but nice profits though. So it made all my losses back, which was the key. All right, so we're getting a little bounce here on Bitcoin right at that point. So could add to my kitty here. Let's just see. Oh, a little too slow.
Yeah,
okay,
but
they
this is right.
Give me another chance here.
If you take your profits and move your stop to break even, you can at least move up slowly. I mean, you're not going to get the dramatic move, but at least you will continue in a positive vein. And it protects against this kind of junk that we're seeing on the NASDAQ right now. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Well, they're going down and sweeping the lows. So I've got a nice move in Bitcoin. So I'm going to take a partial on that.
Themselves on this thing.
Okay, that's a beautiful move there. That gives me nice profit on just that quick move.
It hasn't changed the trend. The trend is still up, but it's just not a smooth up.
Okay, I'd rather stay in for the whole move rather than not that far away, really. So, okay, so we need to cross above these highs on Bitcoin. Thought maybe we wouldn't take this low out and we would just get a 1-2 and go, but they decided to come back and sweep this low. So now we need to cross this high and get that move. So we're getting a gap now at this point. So this would be a new gap if that holds. I took off the fair value gap indicator because it draws so many fair value gaps all over the place. I prefer to kind of see it myself. So yeah, so this, if this holds, and we've got, yeah, this should hold. Can we close above the high? So I just missed an opportunity to get into NAS. To get back into the NAS, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, that's been hard because you had 2 candles down and the next one put you in the positives. We are in like an algal type movement right now on the NAS.
Okay, so here again, we're looking for that structure.
Right at that second green candle open, you know, it looks like sayonara.
So there's our structure move. We get the sweep and then the move to the upside, sweep, and looking for a retrace to continue. So that's basically the move that we want to see. So will they come back to this gap? There's also an inverted gap. So this is really, really bonus. We've got lots of check marks here. So if we can get a retrace back in, then I can again add to my position to go.
The problem is that this kind of movement is pretty dramatic.
This is the same thing on the NAS happening right now too. So the NAS is doing the exact same thing. So
yeah,
we get
that's
a sweep.
I'm on the NAS that I'm talking about, yeah.
We've got a closure above. We've got a gap. We've got an inverted gap. So everything is really good coming back into this area to catch the final move to the upside. So if that all makes sense, this is what we're looking for. So here's the inverted gap on that side. And we are also inside of a regular gap. here,
This NAS is trying to move to the high.
which they came into. So that could be it. That pullback there might have been it.
That was it. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously one of those where they give you nanoseconds of choice of getting in.
Yeah, I mean, they can still come down and take this low one more time. You know, that's still a possibility, but sometimes this kind of move, it's all over and they just take off. So yeah, looks like that's what they're doing. Leaving town without us. So that's all good. Got the nice move on the NAS, on the Bitcoin, I should say. Getting that nice move on Bitcoin, so I can move my stop into positive here.
Yeah, you're getting up there. I have a mark that goes back to, I haven't figured out where it's gone to.
Oops.
I would say be cautious on your NAS because it's going from good hike and nashy candles to poor ones. So
When I took this photo, I asked that guy.
Profit, you might just let it go at that because I don't like the movements now.
I asked this person there across the street to pose for me in this shot, George.
Pardon?
I asked this woman there in this photo to pose for me in this shot.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I'm across the other side of the street. It was interesting that she made the pose like that.
And that's a tree shadowing the rest of the drawing?
Yeah. and it's got a sign that said "you," and
yeah.
she looks like she's leaning against the pole. It's kind of cool, but she's not. Danny's place. All right, so we're getting a nice move on Bitcoin there.
NAS is moving up again, but I would be cautious about it.
So they did do a little nice move there on Bitcoin. So I'm going right up to target, which is right up there. We should be able to make that target.
Looks like your NAS is moving up too, but
yeah,
if it starts to waver, you know, you might just want to.
Let me lock in a bit more profits here on this guy. Looks like we're going to get a gap here on Bitcoin, so I could move my stop right up. But again, I don't want to put it too tight.
See, you tend to move your stops up to take you out. I move my limits. Well, in this case, since we're going up, I move my limits down so that it takes the opposite side of the spread.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine. That's the other way of doing it.
I don't know which is better. On TOS, this works out splendidly. On TOS, if I move the stops close, it's sayonara almost instantly. But if I move my limits down, I'm giving myself a few more handles of movement that can take place. And, you know, just with the volatility that you might have, you're more than likely to get your shot at the higher level. Oh, we're moving up nicely. I'm coming into, I have a line up there. I don't know what the heck that line is.
Nice move on Bitcoin. Very nice move. Peter, can you hear me?
Oh, that's a nice move on Bitcoin. He must not be hearing us because he's moving around.
Oh, well, will you come home here first or no?
Well, we were gonna,
You were just going to go straight to the dentist?
well, I'm going to Bridge and then
Yeah,
to the
are you going to
dentist.
go straight to the
Open
dentist?
Bay.
Oh, okay. So 3:20 is your appointment?
Yeah.
So let's say 3:30. So we're at 4:30, 4:45 at Savon?
Okay.
Okay. All right?
I thought he was moving at 3.
Have fun. Okay, sorry guys, my wife is leaving me as usual.
Well,
Not going to
I
Bridge.
spend all the money you're making.
She's a consummate bridge player.
Uh-huh.
No, not an expert bridge player.
I used to play a lot of bridge.
Can we get Peter? Can you hear us, Peter? Peter is just sitting there. Type a message for Peter.
I don't think he looks at messages.
Are you with us, Peter? You should be able to see that. Peter?
I'm still here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So you've been playing Tesla?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, good. And doing okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a steady little climb there. So the expected
Well, we're finished with the climb on both the guys now.
expected move. We're looking for them to get up to that 285, but they might not. It looks like they're not going to do that today. So it's a tough grind, eh?
Yeah, it's falling off right now.
Yeah. So Bitcoin, they're pulling back a little bit here as well.
And both of them are doing the same thing.
Oh, that's a big drop pullback. So I could add again to my position to continue the move up. Let me just see if that's worthwhile at this point. So they've come back into a gap. And they're just sitting right on the edge of the gap. So could add to my position here and to continue or just leave it as is. So very slow, methodical movements here. That big pullback. So you can see how those gaps really do hold. Sometimes they're very, very good at holding price at bay. Although I can see that we could go through a little deeper. They could take this low out, and we could continue. But it looks pretty good for. No, that's Bitcoin. I'm looking at the wrong seconds chart. So I'd move my stop up a little tighter if we can break that high. But they could, like I say, they could still come back through here and take me out. So I don't want to move my stop there yet. So we're in the last 45 minutes of the hour, of the final hour. 45 minutes to go.
Get reprieve on your NAS. But
Yeah, it's a slow grind. It's just like Tesla slowly grinding to the upside, but it's, you know.
I have two shaky 3-minute candles on the NAS, so.
So what was the consensus feeling, George?
Pardon?
What was your feeling on Trump's address to the Congress last night? I mean, was it a positive?
I think it was very good, and I think the thing that really got me thinking more positively about the situation was the fact that Zelensky came back and apologized and says, yes, we'll go along with your ideas on getting peace.
Yes.
That's a big, big thing.
Well, the tariff stuff.
I'm not worried about the tariffs.
No? Well, us up here in Canada, we are, of course, and, you know, everybody's up in arms.
I can understand that because the tariffs are going to be more of a difficulty on your side than ours. But if he starts protecting the border, I mean, too much fentanyl is coming across the border, both sides. And if that is strengthened so that it halves itself or something like that, he won't have any problems moving the tariffs down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not making it fun.
Pretty smart game with the tariffs, I'll tell you. You know, in the early 1900s, before 1910, the tariffs were the only means of getting money into the treasury. We had no income tax. And one of his Trump's objectives right now is to get a balanced budget, which has been 20 years. During the Clinton administration was the last time we had a balanced budget.
Yes.
So the whole thing boils down to all the Republicans stand behind getting the stuff going, because we cannot depend upon any Democrats. They're in their own surreal world. Look at this down movement we're getting.
Yeah, quite the movement down. So, yeah, stopped out. I didn't think that they were going to be doing this kind of move down, coming back into this order block that much here. So,
Yeah, I'm short Tesla.
This was the advantage of being just taken out with leaving your profits.
yeah. So it's all good. What are they doing is the question, right? So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We never really know what we're doing. I mean, there might be some. I'm going to check to see if there's some news events going on.
I think so.
What was this? It's
just a small little blip. It seems, anyways. NASDAQ. NASDAQ came within a tick of hitting that high target that we were looking at. So this is a good retrace at this point. I thought we'd go through that high. So, but they're not doing that at this point. So it's a quite the retrace here. So they give you the retrace when you don't want to retrace. But when we wanted one back here, they wouldn't give us.
We had the beige book, but I'm not sure what it actually did for us.
So now, if marquee, now I'd be more interested in, since we've just broken this low on this move up. Now it's like, okay, maybe this is the top at this point, and we could be turning back because we've got that breach there straight down. So the next breach is these guys retrace back in, could be a possible sell going into the close. I think I heard Peter say that he sold Tesla now. So
Yeah, I'm short Tesla.
yeah, so
Short
Okay.
at 275, 74.
The only news I have found, that's too long ago.
yeah, Tesla's taken a little hiatus back down. So, you know, looking at Tesla, I've got a 1, 2, 3 here, and then we get this move. So very choppy again, affair in here. I would have expected them to take out this high, but they're not doing it. So expectation of them taking that high, well, why wouldn't they do that? Right? So something is maybe just profit taking here, because this is a big strong move. People take off all their profits and now they're dropping it back. But you would think that we would continue one more time to give us our structure, but they're not. So we're heading back down. So quite interesting. Let's see how S&P looks. The same type of movement on the S&P. We've taken out two lows, pushing back up. So that's what I want to see on the NAS, pushing back up into this, maybe back to this gap. That would be a sell opportunity. Just like that. It's just turned right around the opposite way.
I mean, I wasn't looking at the NAS at the right time, because the 1, 2, 3 at the top actually appears to be a very good 1, 2, 3 top that showed its cards, but you would have to get in on the second down candle or the open of the third down candle, which would be possible, but I don't know if I would be that quick.
Okay, so they came within a couple of ticks of that gap without going into it. Interesting.
Yeah. But it's looking like they will take it out, though. Every bit of information I'm looking at here says they're going to take out that low. That's.
I was referring to the gap here at the top. Yeah. They came up without going into the gap, which is quite interesting.
No, I'm sorry, I missed it. The low that I'm seeing. Let me see if I can. Way over.
Yeah, I understand you're talking about
further
the low.
left. That low.
Yes.
That low will take out, but I think the next one over will also take out that one. Yes.
Yes. I was referring to the gap up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
they did not go into the gap.
Yeah. No, I know, but this is where they made their move, and they don't want anybody to get an opportunity to get in there.
Actually, there are two gaps there. No wonder I didn't even know I'm missing the second gap. There's a second gap right there. So they did actually go into the gap, but it's just because this one was painted, I was looking more at that one. So now it's finally been painted, which is kind of interesting that this.
Yeah, well, that's why they just took out the first move.
So we've taken out that low. All right, so we can still get a big push back.
Not now.
Oh, definitely.
Not finished.
We've got our structure, and we're looking for a retrace now. So we can get a big push back up. Could even take out this high. Let's see if we come back up into this gap up here one more time.
I haven't got a good feel for the probability of doing that yet, so I would be sitting that one out. I'm still on the negative side here. And this is where they tease you that we're going up and then they take it down again.
It came very close. I think we're going to push a little bit more right back into that gap and maybe even take out this high.
No, they're definitely trying.
Yes, sir. So we're at 325. Okay, so we're touching the gap. Can we go through and take out that high? Or is that going to be it? Looks like they're going to take the high and go maybe touch this gap now. So
well, we got our half a check mark at this point.
So I would sell it if we take out this high. So I'm going
to
get ready for a sell here.
We're close to hold.
So I could put a limit order on, but it just takes so long to set that limit up. So I just like forget it. So now we're coming above that high. We touched into there. So I'll take the sell right there because they're just sweeping that high, touching that gap. And that might just be enough for them to take it back down. The only thing about doing this at this point here is that where do I put my stop? Right? So your stop,
well,
is wide.
Going down now, right?
Should be. We should be turning and going back down now. So that's what I'm. But I don't really have a good spot to put my stop.
Downward move coming.
So I'll do it this way. My stop would be the halfway point of this gap, approximately. But it is still possible for them to go up one more time and go into the halfway point of the gap.
Yeah, they haven't done enough work to get up there yet.
I want to see them just come down now.
This is the area where they're trying to suck people in to go up and they'll drop.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Could you take a look at Tesla since it moves similar to the NAS, but look on it from the leg, the last.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to move my stop above the halfway point of this gap because I'm not trusting these guys. They can wick me. I'm going to go halfway. Okay, so Tesla, on what time frame?
The 1 minute.
Okay, so Tesla is doing the exact same thing.
But not. I like to see
more of the chart.
Yeah,
you want to see more of the chart.
So I can have I like to look at the chart like that. So would you say that you have a 1-2 to the left there?
At this point here, yes.
Yes.
So then you're saying we're in a fourth wave.
Yeah, that could be 3 up there.
Yes. So me looking for a move back down might be not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean it's
definitely a possibility, and the reason why I'm looking for a move back down is because they moved up here without taking out the high. So maybe they're balking and they're going to come back. So we have A, B, C. It's just a D, and then this is E, and then we do go back up. That's possible, right? So I could be totally wrong, and it looks like I'm wrong because they've taken me out.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go down, but I like to look on the chart from the broader perspective like that, where you can see the whole.
Oh, totally, and I fully agree, and again, because they didn't go up on this leg and take out the high, which is what I was expecting. I'm thinking, okay, maybe they want to fall short, and we have to look at S&P, and maybe S&P took out that high, right? So it's or the NAS, you know, like S&P might have. See, S&P did. See?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where they mess you up, because S&P did what we expecting it to do. This is what I expected them to do, to take out this high.
Right.
At that point. Let me do that again, this high here. So since they fell short of it on the NAS, you would expect that we would come down. So now S&P is doing it the proper way. S&P says, okay, I'm telling the truth. This is what we should have done.
Yeah.
And now this move here, this retrace should be a sell. You see?
Okay.
But the NAS is lying, and the NAS, so this is how they mess everybody up. So that, oh, actually the NAS did do it properly as well. So I'm sorry, that did work. It's Tesla that didn't do it. So Tesla
that didn't do it. Yeah.
Didn't do it. See, Tesla did not make that move. So I'm expecting, okay, that they would have done that as well. And they didn't. So I would expect Tesla to fall now, because the NAS and S&P did do it properly and are falling. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I put my stop at a quarter of the way up, or to 3/4 of the way up into this gap. And this is a tough part about this, because let me just make this bigger so everybody can see. I put my stop at the 3/4 point here, but I got in in here on the touch. And when I did go in, I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, I shouldn't have gone in, because I got a 1-2 here. So this is just a 3-4. I would expect them to do that. So I should have waited and then gotten in, putting my stop above here. That would have been a better play. But I can still get in. I can still come in at this point and catch the move. So it's all good. But you see exactly what's happening now. So Tesla did not make that fifth wave that we would expect. So unless you're looking at the S&P or the NAS, you get totally befuddled.
But could you make the you're on the NAS there, or S&P?
Yes.
All right, could it make it bigger so I can see? Yeah. So so you're saying that the 5-wave structure would have been completed here?
Yes.
By them taking
looking to sell it.
3 point. But is it possible that they could go back and take it another time?
Take this high?
Yes.
It's possible, but highly improbable, because that would destroy the structure. So this is more this move that we would expect now. It is possible, like I say, but highly improbable.
Okay. Okay.
So this is where the confidence in the structure comes into play, right? So if we're confident in the structure, then this is what should occur. And that's what's happening, see?
Okay.
So I'm able to get my loss back right away, because I hate losing. Did I ever tell you guys I hate losing?
All the time.
I mean, it's just the worst. So yeah, so this is the expectation, that since our structure played out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get the move, we get that move over, and then we come back and we get this move back up. We expect price to come down now. We can't expect price to go and take out this high again. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I see the point.
Yes.
But Tesla look like it should go back up. But you're saying that Tesla is lying. Tesla is not in alignment with the Elliott wave structure.
It is in alignment with the Elliott wave structure. What it failed to do was to break the fifth leg. So it's still in alignment with it. It's just that it's failing to make a fifth wave. So it's a failure to make that move. That's okay. It can do that. It's very rare that it does that, but it can do that. So it is in line. So we have 5 waves here now. So now we would expect it to fall. However, it's playing around here, right? But we would expect it to fall as well. It's just that it did not complete the 5 waves. So it's basically divergence, right? It's diverging with the NAS or the S&P, right? And the S&P. So it's saying at this point, Tesla is much weaker than the indices were at this point, right? At this point here, Tesla did not have enough strength to make that move. So if I go back to S&P, you see S&P had strength to take out its previous high, giving us the correct structure. So I'm expecting price now to come down and take out these lows. These lows.
Would you say that you're still in a 4th wave?
No. Because we breached that high. And this is 5 waves here. So now we breached this low. So we have a change, right? So our change is now looking to go down. When we take out this low, then we get even much more confidence that yes, we're definitely going to come down. But we've already made that change right here. So this is the ultimate change of direction, right?
Okay.
But you can see we are slowly coming down. It's a lot slower than I thought. I thought we'd be coming down a lot faster, actually, but it is slowly coming down, though. So I would think Tesla would start to slowly come down as well. You see, they're hanging up there. They're fooling the traders to go long here. I think they're enticing them to go long. But they probably will not take. They more than likely will not take out that high there. We don't want them to go into that area. We don't want them to come up here. We want to see price drop from here. But you can see it's like a 4th wave here right now. So they're playing around. They're playing games in here. See? They're accumulating and all that kind of stuff. Whatever they do, they're manipulating, accumulating. So we didn't really want to see them come into this gap, into this order. There's a order block here, right? So that should hold price back. But they're chopping around, so yeah, they could spike it, just take those guys out, and then they could drop it. It's interesting because throughout all this, Bitcoin has just continued pushing up to the upside. So it's very odd behavior going on here. They're all playing different little games here. So we're not dropping as quickly as I thought we would. Get rid of this guy.
Oh, well, I'm now looking at Bitcoin 1 minute. All right. Wouldn't you say that, because it's a similar situation on Bitcoin, wouldn't you say that Bitcoin would have completed 5 wave already?
All right, let's look at Bitcoin from that large view. And Bitcoin did really weird things here, because here Bitcoin gave us that. So what we would have expected another drop here, but we didn't get it, right? So now they take off to the upside. We get a 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've broken that.
Yeah,
level. And now they go back up, and now they go back up. This is highly, weird that they did that. Very unusual for them to go and do that. But is it really highly unusual? Because in here, that could be construed as our 4th wave. And again, it's all really unusual movements. But they did take out that high. They went up there, and now they come back, and then they go and take out this high here. So it's very odd movement. This is like strange. So one of the things with the structure is that if we get, this is our A. So I'm gonna just do this so you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 and 5, right? Our A comes down. It can take out this leg. The B can take out 5. It can. It doesn't usually do it, but it can. So this might be one of those cases where it's doing it. You see? So this is one of the provisos in Elliott Wave, where when there are only 13 rules in Elliott Wave, right? Only 13. But some of these rules can have little things that, oh, the probability of price coming up and breaking number 5 is very low, but sometimes it can do it. What's the percentage of time it does it? Maybe it might be 13%, 11%, or something like that, but it can happen. So this is one of those times where it looks like it's happening.
Okay.
So as an Elliottian and looking at it, you think, okay, this is very unusual movement. So you have to kind of stop and check yourself. Okay, what's going on? Why would they do that? Especially since they've broken this. If we consider this our number 3 point, and this is our number 4 point, then we shouldn't be coming back to break number 5. But it can occur if we consider this our A, and then this is our B. Then we would be looking for a C leg to come back down, take out A. So that would be the play. So there's our 1 at this point. So they did a very unusual movements in here. And yeah, that's the thing. They mess you up because I'm expecting A, B, C, D, and E leg and a drop, and they don't do that.
I'm expecting Tesla to go back out and take out the high, but
it's definitely a possibility. So let's look at it again.
Yeah, I could be wrong because it's a game of probabilities. But
yeah, they're hanging around there. You see that? They're hanging in there. So there's a lot of inducement going on at this moment in time. So is it just an inducement to take out this high right here and then to drop it down? It's possible. But look at that. They've stopped me out of the NAS. So obviously they're just hanging around for whatever reason. So how's our time? Okay, we got 9 minutes before macro time. So they could just be hanging around to entice everybody to go long here, and then they'll drop it. Because where's all the liquidity sitting right now?
Oh, well, there's a lot of liquidity above too.
Is there a lot of liquidity above, or is it just a little bit of liquidity above?
That's Tesla or...
This is the NAS.
But Tesla, there is a lot of liquidity above.
Okay, so let's take a look at Tesla to see if that's so. So Tesla, yes, there is liquidity here, here, and here, right?
Because they did come down and sweep a lot of liquidity to the...
They swept these guys.
Yeah. They swept that one.
Did they sweep that? Yep, they did sweep that one. Wow. Okay, so they've taken all these guys out down here. So there's only liquidity at this level.
Yeah, and if that's the original 1-2, then
yes. So
the structure could hold to go back up.
So it is possible that that's where they're heading. So there's liquidity sitting here and here and here. So now we know the macro is going to be running to seek liquidity. So if they're going to go seek liquidity and liquidity has already been taken out from down here, then we should have a good analysis saying, yes, we should be going up to take out the liquidity to the upside. So it's making a mockery, in a sense, of our structure. But in another way, if you look at it in this way, and this is just a really choppy move, and this was our 4th, then this makes sense, right? In Tesla. And this is just going to give us that 5th leg. So they chopped it up nicely in here to mess you up and drop it down. And now they're, so you see? So there's a number of ways you can look at it. And so this could be A, B, C. This is a whole D leg, and then you get this E leg.
I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Of course, and I could be wrong as well. I mean, this is the thing. It's a bit tough because it is a fourth wave area and it's a manipulation area, so they can do whatever they want in here. But this looks pretty good that this could be a end of a 4, certainly. My expectation was that because they didn't take out the high and the indices did, that we would come back down. But it's looking more like they're just accumulating in here to make a move to take out the liquidity above now. So you have to look at it in different ways, and certainly this looks like a definite probability that they could do that. They could also, just like I say, take out the liquidity here and drop it back down.
Yeah.
So that would leave this liquidity here and the liquidity down below as probable areas that they could come back to take out, right? So we do have lots of liquidity down below as well, right?
Yes.
All right, so it's going to be interesting here. We got 5 more minutes. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So I'm going to go back to the NAS. Bitcoin is just still consistently pushing up. I'm still holding my Bitcoin, so I'm good. But NAS is, yeah, so this is, again, because they took out the high. Because they took out that high, it gave us this 5-wave move down and this move back in. I'm really looking for them to drop it and take out the liquidity. See, on the NAS, we don't have much liquidity above now. This spot. And this spot right here. That's it for liquidity there. But on the downside, we have lots of liquidity. Liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity down here. So if the NAS and the S&P are coming down, then Bitcoin would come down. Would you not say?
Bitcoin.
If these guys drop, if S&P and the NAS drop, then Tesla is coming down.
Yeah, well, they should follow suit.
Right?
Yeah, they should.
So there's 2 ways of looking at it, but I'm still leaning to the down move. But
okay.
Again, I could be wrong. So
yeah, I could see that. I can see that possibility as well.
Yeah.
But as I say, it's good to look at it from different angles.
Yes, you must. You have to. If you don't, then you can see how you can get chewed up. This is a game of high probabilities, right? And so you have to look at all the possibilities that makes up the probabilities.
Yeah, Bitcoin take out the high. I mean, they take it out twice now.
On Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3 minutes left. I want to see if I can catch the move here. So Bitcoin is looking to take out that high. That's what I have my expectation. So I've got a target set for Bitcoin in this trade here. 885. See if I'm close. Yeah, I'm getting. Actually, I have my target for the next high after that one. So there's a higher high at that high. I've got a target for that high on Bitcoin. So I might be pushing it to get there maybe, but I'll see. Okay, so we've got less than 2 minutes, less than 3 minutes, less than 2 minutes now. All right, so I'm going to go back to NAS. We want to see if we can catch this move today. So what are the possibilities here? We can go up, take out the highs still. And they might even just do that, take out these highs and then drop it. That's possible too, right? So it's very flat here. You can see how flat it is. Like it's, almost like, but because we took out that high, we need to take out this low in order for us to change direction. It's a very interesting area here. Wow. So I thought I was good getting in and catching this move and we'd be heading straight down, but they said nope, they wanted to come back. So is it a good opportunity now for a sell? see, what do I have? The thing about, you know, the macro, of course, if you jump in and to sell at this point, they can spike it, take you out, drop it. So they leave without you anyways. So that's the one hazard of the macro. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got push back in, making another 1, 2. So this is looking pretty good for a sell. You know, this could be a buy, yes, but it looks more so for a sell than anything else. But yeah, it's going to be interesting here. So we've got less than a minute to go. Less than 10 seconds, actually. Okay, so we're at 10.2, and they're not going up at all yet, or so far. So that gives us 5 waves here, and could get a little bit of a retrace and then go, or they could just go. Which one are they going to do? So we're taking out these guys. And then there's liquidity here, big liquidity here, lots of liquidity above. As we pointed out earlier, but you see they're taking these guys out, so these guys next.
They took out the stops on Tesla.
So did they spike it up first?
Yeah, took out the stops. Now it's dropping.
Yes. So that's what I was saying, Omar. That's a likely scenario that they would take these guys out first. I thought they were going to do that on NAS, and then drop it, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. So now they might push it back one more time, and then, you know, give us that 1, 2 to drop, right? So that's what more likely that they're doing. So it's a quick sweep coming back into this area, but they don't close above it. And now we could see the continuation to the downside. S&P just a straight 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're dropping, taking out all these lows already. NASDAQ has just taken out one set of lows so far, so it still has another 1 to go. So this is the main one over here that they need to take out for us to get a change in direction, in a change in our structure, right? In our bias, as it were. So it's still a real tempting sell here for me because I'm just that type of. We got a regular gap here. And come back and touched it. So I'm gonna take the sell here. I'm just gonna give it a shot. And I'm gonna put my stop above the high. So if they come and get me, they'd have to come and take me out up here, which they might do because they're mean. And if they leave me alive, then we should fall. So I got in quite early on the touch, but see how S&P is doing there. Yeah, they might take me out. It's a bit too tight, my stop, I think. I don't want to move it now, but I don't know if it would be safe above the high either. And it wouldn't be. Yeah, so that didn't work. So I thought maybe this gap might hold us back, hold price back, but no. So So they've swept the lows. So that could mean that now they're going to go back up and take out the highs. So you see they can play games here, right? It's very tough sometimes with this. So Tesla. And look at what Tesla did. See? It's just a manipulation and game playing. So you were correct, Omar. They sweep the high. So all these guys who were going long got taken out now because they sweep the lows. So they take everybody out, and then they go up and take all these guys out up here that were selling and so forth. And so it's just mean, cruel, nasty movements here. So on the 5-minute time frame, the expected move is to the upside.
Lennox, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because the 5-minute, because sometimes we are on the
1 minute.
1 minute and we get lost there. And
yeah, because you're into the thickets, and you have to be able to go higher to take a look. One of the analogies for the charts is that you're up in the trees in the forest. So if you go down to the forest floor on the 1 minute chart or less, then you can't see around you. So you need to come up and climb up into the trees and go higher to see the forest floor and to see where price is possibly tracking to. So the overall direction here is definitely to the upside. So this move, yes, they could have come down, again, but the probability is that, yeah, they're going to go. But you see how they manipulated it is very good. They manipulated it such a way that they made it look like that they weren't going to do this and they were going to come down. And it's just an inducement, and it's superior stuff. These guys are very good at it. So we get this beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. It's the sweep. We get this move back up. Then they manipulate here. So they entice people to go long here. So everybody piles in. You can see that, right? Everybody's piling in. Then they take everybody out who was selling. Anybody who's thinking, nope, this thing is going down, they've got all their stops up here. So they're being induced. And so this is where it's very tricky. So it looks like, okay, they've taken out the guys here, so it's going to go. But no, they're just taking out these guys now to change it back to the upside, because the trajectory is to the upside. So they'll always take out the sellers first, the buyers next, and leave without anybody except for themselves. So that's the ploy. So there's the stops being taken out up here.
Could you shift a little to the right? Let me see. How much, if any, stops left to the left?
So we still have the high.
Yeah, that high.
Go, and they're going to take that. So you can see, when I looked at it earlier with Peter, when we first came on, my target was here. So we still got room to get up there, but it's not going to happen today. But that's where they're heading. So the next high taken out and then heading up. So sticking to the plan of action that we're heading that way. Yes, we can go counter, but you take that risk. So they really manipulated it here, and when we looked at it from this vantage point, it looked like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. They didn't give us the move above the 5, our number of 3 point here. So they didn't give us that 5th wave. So maybe they're done and they're going to come back down. So very sneaky on their part. And they did that with the S&P and the NASDAQ. They did give us the 5th wave. So it looks like, okay, that would be the move. But
so you just say in this case that you would say that Tesla was telling the truth.
Tesla was telling the truth.
Yeah.
And so are these guys, really, because they did do the structure properly. you know, at this point we would think, okay, well, we get this move, we would come down, and we did, but they didn't come down far. That's all. Now we're turning back to the upside. So all the liquidity, like you were pointing out, is sitting up here. So this is very, very a great lesson in how the manipulation takes place and everything. It's very good. Even when you think you've got it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and well, I think there's some advantage sometimes in. I mean, it can be. It doesn't have to be an advantage for some persons, but I think that different perspectives can be good because different persons see it from different angles. Because you might be at one point, say, in the stadium, you might be in the grandstand and you have the bleachers and you have.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have different vantage points.
Yes. And that's why there are buyers and sellers, right?
Yeah.
Because there are sellers saying positively this thing is going down, and there are buyers saying positively this thing is going up, and which one's correct? So I'm jumping into buy right now again because you know, at this time it's 1 o'clock right at the close of the market, and you see if we get a push back to the upside here. So I'm taking a risk. I want to make that my loss back right here. So I'm taking that risk play that we're going to continue pushing to the upside here off this gap. And we have an inverted gap as well. So that gives me a lot of confidence that this should work to the upside.
I have to go, Lennox. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Peter.
Take care, Peter.
Thanks for dropping in.
You're welcome.
A tough one on Tesla there.
Good night, Peter. All right.
So looking for them to leave out of here and go up and take out these liquidity areas here. Because now they've swept everybody down here. There's equal lows, so they took them out. So there's no one left down here for them to go get. So that we should be heading to the upside here.
That fourth wave thing that you teach us about the A, B, C, D, E.
Yes.
You know, it's powerful. But if you notice, that is S&P. But for Tesla,
well, I'm in S&P. I went into the wrong instrument here. Okay, no problem. For Tesla, yes.
Yeah, for Tesla, the retracement was it. Well, let me look back on it. It seems deeper to me. Yes.
Yeah, Tesla's movement in this fourth wave. So if we look at it as a whole fourth wave, then it's very tricky. You see, because you would think that, okay, maybe this was it at this point. We're done. That's what I thought. And then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But they're not going up to take out the high. So this is where it becomes very problematic because you're expecting that. And so they don't do that and they start going down. You're thinking, okay, maybe they're just done. So that's why I was saying when you have the structure and you're looking at it, if you don't get this movement above it, it's very rare that occurs. So it's a whole different ball game now. What are they doing? And so
if you look right there, they swept that. You were just on that low there to your left.
Yes, no, at this point.
No, not that one. The lower one, lower left.
Here.
You're right there. Yes.
Yes.
They swept that low.
Yes.
And they came. Is there a gap there? Is there a gap?
There is a gap as well. Yes.
And there's another gap right there.
And there's another gap below. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I look at that, I was thinking that if the 1-2 at the bottom there holds, then it should not breach that 1-2. If that's a valid number 2 point to your left.
At this, in this movement here.
Yeah. So not that number 2, that the first one.
This one.
Yeah. That one. Yeah. So if that
there are a number of number 2s here. So.
Oh yeah, that one there.
Yes.
Because I'm not able to see your chart properly. But did that sweep? Did that sweep to the left? The one in the middle.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
No, no,
It didn't.
no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
I mean, there's a sweep internally.
Okay, but
yeah.
it didn't. Okay, sweep the external.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah, this fourth wave was tricky here on Tesla.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Very, very good manipulation on their part.
George's Hikinashi methodology seems very interesting because it might have picked it up from that low, from the end of that E leg there. It might have picked up. It might have changed from right there, somewhere there.
The Hikinashi candles.
Yeah.
Well, if we put it on Hikinashi candles at that point, let's just see what it did. Yeah, I mean, you could have used. We've got no tails, so yeah, you could enter.
Yeah. It's just that they came back. They went back in a fourth wave again and sweep again before they continued.
Yes. But
you can see this.
Yeah, you can see the sweep.
Yeah.
At that point, and then we're moving up, so we get no tails, so that presents a buy.
Yeah, those Hikinashi, they seem to be pretty useful.
Yeah, again, I got stopped out because they did not. I'm going to go into. Look at that. They came down, wicked through the gap. I'm going to go back to regular candles. So this has been an interesting session here. I'm beating them today, but it's a tough one today. It's really tough. But yeah, see, they come back down. I was expecting them to bounce off this gap and continue up, but they're going even lower. So interesting.
Yeah, one moment.
Interesting here. But I did go into raw. I went into S&P, which I don't usually play. So let me go into NAS. Oh, yeah. You see the big difference here. What they did. Again, they're fooling everybody. So S&P, we've got divergence. This is very, very. These guys are so manipulative. So there is our divergence. So it's telling us the divergence really tells us a story here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it surely is.
Yeah, because the NAS is breaking that low. When I looked at S&P, I wouldn't expect it to break that low at all. And yes, they're doing that. But if I had gone to the NAS, I would have seen that they're breaking that low. So now I have to be a bit more cautious about going into S&P because they could still come down and break that low. So we could see price going even further to the downside here. So this is not a good entry area because of that. So I didn't look at both of them at the same time. So I need to, I told you guys in the past, if we're going for an entry in either S&P or NAS, you need to be looking at both of them at the same time because they do this to trick you. I don't know if they're doing it deliberately to trick us or whatever, but you get the gist of what I'm saying anyways. There's some manipulation going on here. So I would expect a further one more drop here, possibility, to take out this low and perhaps to take out this low. But right now we have divergence and that's causing people to get taken out of their positions. But we're coming into the close of the day, so But yeah, this was a good battle today, that's for sure. But I did come out ahead. You see how many trades I had. Today is the 5th. I did 12, took 12 trades. I had 5 losses. So not bad, 7 wins. So a little ahead, but it was quite close today. Yeah, so it looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to go down one more time, take out that low perhaps, and take this low. Will they have enough to come down and take out that low? That will be the question. All right, so another day. Everybody good? Any other questions? Armin is with us.
Yeah, I'm here. I just got the microphone off, so I got to turn my microphone on to say hello. So hello.
Hello.
I can tell you I had 6 wins out of six trades today.
That's excellent.
Yeah, 6 out of 6.
Can't get any better than that.
Now I just got one more trade. I opened up at the end of the day, just before close, and I went short on Tesla, and it went against me a little bit here.
Yeah, that's what Peter was trying to do, go short on Tesla. But
if I covered right now, I'd lose $50.
That's not bad.
So right now I'm up, about $1,000, I guess. 2, 4, 7, 860, 960. Yeah, about $1,000. So.
Excellent. Nice day.
Yeah, the buds are coming out, eh?
No, I mean nice day for you.
That too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking of the sunset. I'm looking up the day. Nice day.
Nice day.
Look out the window. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the buds are coming out. So here in Victoria, where we live, Marquis is way down. Marquis and George are in the States.
Yeah.
Keith and Omar down in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, Peter, and I are in Victoria, and Vic's in Vancouver. So yeah, the buds on the trees are blooming already. Yeah, the trees are blooming here.
Yeah, if you come down if you come down Princess Street, we got the Cathedral Alley, right? You know, the cherry trees on both sides, and it's just
beautiful.
A wonder. So very beautiful.
Yeah.
You can see it for the whole block. And then if you look across Cook Street, you can see the other block. It's the same. So
yeah.
And then anytime now, Moss Street will be breaking out, and that's a big party. Everybody goes down to Moss Street to see the Moss Street cherry blooms. It's funny how different streets will bloom at different times. Like
yes. You get the white ones primarily now, and then the pink ones come out later.
Well, ours are pink here.
Oh, they're pink already? Yeah, the cherry trees are usually later. But...
Yeah, well, these are, there's white cherry trees, like blossoms.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also the pink ones. Yeah.
So this is This
Sorry?
is a tower in downtown Vancouver. The spinning tower.
So in the news here today, I don't know if you heard or not, but they're already talking about backing off on the automotive section of the tariffs.
Oh, okay.
So that's why Tesla popped, and I think Ford and GM did well today too.
Well, we definitely need some good news after yesterday's debacle. So.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, it's just all posturing, really.
Yes. It's all politics, I hear.
Well, I think Trump knows what he's doing. I've heard some people say he's 10 steps ahead of everybody else, right?
Oh yeah, he knows what's going on for sure. Yeah.
You know, he's got
I would think
Zelensky
so.
right where he wants him. He's coming back with his tail between his legs, and
Well, it makes for buoyant markets, that's for sure. Very volatile, very, you have to be super careful, of course. But there's opportunities. There are opportunities to make some good profits. So.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you read the charts, and the charts, I guess, don't lie, really. So.
No, they don't. So all right, I'm going to call it a day, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
So thanks everyone for dropping in. Really nice to have you, Keith.
Thanks, Lennox.
Omar.
Good night, Stacy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Keith, you
guys
got more
tomorrow.
holiday time.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, Marquis, thank you. And George, thank you.
Okay.
Armin,
Yes.
thank you as well. Have a great rest of the day.
Shalom, shalom.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon.
All right, Keith.
Yeah, you guys take courage.
Tell him that you don't want to go back to work anymore and just give your holidays forever.
You know, to be honest, I've been looking on the longer time frames because of work. I've been looking at the 4 hour.
Yes.
And then looking to get in on the 1 hour.
Yes.
So that's what I've been doing.
Your risk is a little higher, but if you can catch a good, good one, it's yeah.
Right.
It's,
but I'm
right.
getting there. I'm getting there. All right.
Well, best of luck. Take care.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Stacy, thank you.
Good night,
George.
Thanks. Bye.
Look, I left a note in the room. In the